Welcome to this explainer. You know, if finding stuff online feels completely different today than it did 10 years ago, you're definitely not imagining things. Today we're looking at a massive shift. How search engines went from being literal, word-matching toddlers to, well, emotionally intelligent AI.
So, the big question here, how did they go from reading literal keywords to basically reading our minds? We're going to track this decade-long journey of the search algorithm finally growing up. It's fascinating how it moved past just counting words on a page to actually understanding human behavior and intent.
Let's get right into Section 1, Decoding Search Algorithms. Before we map out the whole evolution, let's just quickly establish what exactly is powering the internet's brain.
As you can see, a search engine algorithm is basically a set of rules and machine learning systems used to figure out which pages show up for your search, and crucially, in what order. The main takeaway? It isn't magic. It's a highly complex evaluation system hunting for very specific signals to decide who wins that top spot on your screen.
Now, algorithms evaluate literally hundreds of signals behind the scenes, but this list highlights the heavy hitters today. We're talking a complete package. Content quality, exact search intent, a lightning-fast user experience, and airtight security. But here's the thing. This checklist, it definitely did not always look like this. Which brings us to Section 2, the end of keywords. This is where the story really kicks into high gear, right around 2016 to 2018, when search engines finally stopped taking us quite so literally.
Think back to the pre-2016 internet. It was a wildly different landscape. If you wanted to rank for, say, best running shoes, you practically had to write that exact phrase 50 times on the page like a broken record. Super frustrating and completely unnatural. But post-2016, we saw the massive shift to search intent. Machine learning stepped in to decode the actual human goal behind the query, rather than just matching the exact words they typed.
And as this table shows, this was not a gentle transition. It was adapt or die for websites. In 2016, RankBrain used machine learning to crack unfamiliar queries. Then 2017's Fred update came in like a wrecking ball, penalizing those thin, ad-heavy sites. By 2018, mobile-first indexing meant if your site didn't work on a phone, you were basically invisible. That same year, the MEDIC update pushed EEAT signals, making trust and expertise absolutely essential. Basically, the algorithm was forcing sites to become legitimately trustworthy, not just well-optimized text files.
Moving into Section 3, prioritizing the user experience. From 2019 to 2023, the algorithm leveled up again. It started learning to read context and truly prioritizing the actual genuine human experience above all else. Looking at this timeline, you can see how it builds. In 2019, Google introduced BERT, which lets search engines finally master conversational long-tail searches. 2020 brought passage ranking, pulling highly relevant paragraphs from deep inside long articles. Then in 2021, Core Web Vitals hit, meaning sites were getting graded directly on load speed and stability. User experience went from a nice-to-have to a mandatory ranking factor.
Then we hit a massive turning point, the 2022 Helpful Content Update. This aggressively rewarded people-first content while burying AI-generated or keyword-stuffed spam. Why this matters to you is simple. If you're writing content just to appease a machine today, that same machine is going to actively hide you in the results. It wants content created by humans for humans.
That human element was locked in completely in 2023 when the framework expanded to EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The addition of that first E, experience, was a real game changer. It proved that first-hand credibility, like actually testing a product instead of just rewriting a spec sheet, is now the ultimate online currency.
And that sets us up perfectly for Section 4. The rise of AI. This is the modern era, 2024 to 2026, where the algorithm is going through its most radical transformation yet.
Just look at these recent updates. 2024 essentially cleaned house. Aggressive spam updates relentlessly cleared out scaled, low-quality mass production and targeted manipulative practices. Why? To make room for 2025 and 2026, where the algorithm is integrating AI understanding right into its core for a totally new kind of search result.
This quote really hits the nail on the head. Search increasingly combines traditional rankings with AI-generated summaries and conversational experiences. We aren't just getting a list of 10 blue links anymore. It's a hybrid engine answering your questions before you even click.
which means your brand actually has to be easily interpreted by AI systems to even get a seat at the table.
So that logically brings us to Section 5, how to rank today. How do you actually survive and thrive on this newly evolved, highly intelligent web?
Well, here's your modern survival guide. You just can't fake it anymore. Surviving today requires this exact mix: flawless technical health, secure connections, clear semantic structure so the AI can read it, and above all, original, first-hand human experience that actually satisfies what the user is looking for.
Because of these AI summaries, the whole optimization game has changed into a 3-step process. Step 1 is your traditional SEO, but now you've also got Step 2, AEO, or Answer Engine Optimization, formatting your content for voice assistance and direct answers. And Step 3, GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, structuring data so AI models actually cite you as a source. You literally can't rely on SEO alone anymore. It's a triple threat game now.
So over the past decade, search went from matching literal keywords to truly understanding people. The biggest takeaway from this whole explainer? The algorithm finally grew up. It now places its absolute highest value on genuine human authenticity, helpfulness, and technical excellence over cheap manipulation.
But as we close out, I want to leave you with this provocative question. As AI search engines answer our questions before we even click, what happens to the websites behind those answers? It's a fascinating shift, and it definitely leaves us wondering how content creators will continue to thrive and get traffic when the engine does all the talking. Something to chew on as you navigate the modern web. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.